Assalamualaikum and good morning, Arif to all. So today I want to present and explain to all of you our new product, which is watermill hyper. So first of all, I want to explain the factor on why watermill made for. Okay, firstly, original function was for moving milestone and small scale grain grinding. So the people were able to mass grind the seeds into flour and it became a much easier process, making the grain much more valuable. It helped grain become even more of a staple food. Okay, the other factor were on used on a daily life. So people use watermill for grinding grain, for gimbilos, power textile mills, power sawmills, crop irrigation, and water supplies. All the function is especially for the harvest because the people in the 18th century they like to do harvest to make their own food. So the watermill also it can make people life easier because people didn't need nearly as many people to do the required work, and the owner of the mill could get much more than in a shorter time, bringing in more money and less work. If people use the watermill, it can produce more uh, work and produce more product. So it's will need less energy and less time. Okay. The watermill also can produce a lot of resources than a human body can. Because like a machine, because machine or the turbine overnight to produce the resources that we need. So hum, so the machine can help us to produce our food, produce our income at every time. So the watermill also can generate energy and make use for it. And the one of the function of the watermill is to supply energy or electricity to the application machine or product that's used it. So by using the watermill, it can produce electricity that we can use for our machine because the people at the from the 18th century they they already use a machine, so they need electricity. So as a supply, so they can use their machines. Okay. Uh, One of the factor is water have bigger area than the land in Earth. So we must use the water as a bigger area at in the Earth. So as our we can use it beneficially. Okay. The water also to make use of it for greater good. So there is more benefit and more function of the water if we use it properly and beneficially. The vitamin also the hyper also as a sub energy for the future generation to use it, because as we know the generator, the other generator will be end and finish like the full and the other generator. So by using the vitamin it can use for the long time and we can keep it for the other generation to use it. Okay, but by explore the vitamin we also can explore more way water such as river, sea, and we can apply it in our daily life. Because we, if the people explore for the source or make the water meat, it can found many place which include waters as a river and a sea. So we can explore the more place that include water, so we can apply it for our use or for our use. So the by using the water meat also we can increase our awareness and knowledge on the uses of water. As we know, we only use the water for drink and other purpose, but by using it, we also know that the water also can generate power and generate electricity. So I think that's all for the factor on water meat. So I will give to the other presenter. Thank you.
Very good morning and nice to meet you guys. Based on my for the next slide, I will tell you about the description for watermill. So first of all, I will want to show you guys the product that we have made. So the product we have made is this. Usually, it's bigger than bigger than this. So I will show you the next slide. to the next slide is so this is the product usually the real product of our water mill. The thing is, this is not the finishing appearance. This is before the finishing appearance, and due to the accident happened in the hostel, so I have to produce a new way to show you guys the product to you guys. So this is the turbine that will turn the gear and produce the energy. So this is just the turbine I will show, but the thing is connect to the generator, and the generator will produce the energy. So first of all, I want to show you guys where this idea come from. So we go back to the description. So where this idea come from? So the first of all, it come from the machine that produce the energy is measured in fossil fuels. So as we all know, it's harm the environment and it cannot be used to be eco-friendly product. And we have to find a way to produce more environmental and safer way to handle energy. So I can give you an example like as we all know, electric cars that's named Tesla. So Tesla use electrical to move the car, but we don't know where the electric come from. So usually the electric come from the fossil fuel energy, and is very harmful to the environment. And we all know that when it affect the environment, it will affect to our human life. So the second point is water has a bigger area land in Earth. So this idea come from as the seawater is measured land based on the Earth. So it produce energy. So we can produce energy by using water. So as we all know, there is a lot of there's a lot of production of energy by using water. For example, water mill, wave damping, deep water pressure, are machine that not all people use to produce energy because of the advantage that they have. So, so this idea we have to produce water or water generator that can make use of the advantage. So my second point is how is it made? So first of all, so for all version, a water wheel consists of a wheel usually constructed from wood or metal with a number of blades or buckets arranged on the outside rim, forming the driving car. So usually so as you see from the pictures, so from these top pictures, so this is the old version of the water mill. But they doesn't have the generator. It usually doesn't have the generator. But for the new version, the latest version, the water wheels being displaced by the smaller, less expensive, and more efficient turbine developed by Bernard Fournier, beginning with his first model in 1827. So these turbines are capable of handling high heats or elevation that exceed the capacity of practical sized water wheel. So I can show you the next slide. The next slide is for my presentation. Next slide is so as you all see, the next slide. So this is the latest version of the water wheel. So this is the one that been used in modernized era. So I will show. Moving on to my second description, based on the back on the description. So why water pressure as the main product to produce energy? So water pressure as the main product, about 71% of the Earth's surface is water cover, and the ocean holds about 96.5% of all of water. And high pressure can have a higher force to overcome the pressure. That's when the force can be used for the production of energy. The bulk of hyper cell, if you all don't know what is hyper mean, hyper is mean of hydro generator power. So hyper across the ocean can promote less longer energy and a higher amount of energy. The bulk of machines such as windmills, solar, wave damping, etc. are in small amount of production due to a high demand of nuclear or fossil fuels. So as a new discovery to produce energy throughout the world and for the future generation to depend on it as a sub-energy supplier. So this is the reason why water pressure as the main product to produce energy. So I will tell you what is the so this is the question that have been told been tell to our customer. The one is why is a water wheel? So water wheel is a simple turbine. As I show you just now, There is a simple turbine, device with buckets, pedals, or blades that is rotated, moving waters, converting the kinetic energy of waters into mechanical movement. So hydraulic power plants are huge and more complex turbines to generate electricity. So this is the water wheel. So for next question is, what is hydropower? So hydropower is a structure that uses a water wheel or a water turbine to drive a mechanical process such as milling, rolling, or hammering. So this is the old version. So usually hydropower is the water that flow through the water wheel. So next is, what kind of energy is water flowing in a river? So when water flowing in a river is usually called hydroelectric energy. So also called hydroelectric power or hydroelectricity. It's a form of energy that harnesses the power of water in motion, such as water flowing over a waterfall to generate electricity. So our water wheel efficient. So based on the experiment that have been done by the scientists, wave type hydro and hydroelectric energy, water energy resources include hydroelectric power from lakes and rivers, ocean energy in its various form, and energy technologies that take advantage of saline water. Hydropower make use of the kinetic energy water gains in its drop in elevation. So what type of water wheel is the most efficient? So later I will show you the pictures of the water wheel. So the most efficient is the overshot, and particularly the backshot. So wheel are the most efficient type. A backshot steel where it can be more efficient. So the thing is, overshot is the first one, and the second one is the backshot steel, and they can be more efficient, about 60% than the overshot. So then all about the most advanced and well constructed turbines. So how did the water wheel change the world? So the thing is, the water mill served as the major source of power prior to the invention of the steam engine. Its technology was constantly being upgraded and new uses were found for the generated power. This advanced technology that led to the improvement of the water mill were eventually applied in other fields. So that's all for my description. So for the next slide is the material that I want to show you guys. So the material I want to tell you guys is about the water turbines. So usually it allows to have the 17% to 20% chromium to increase the stability of the film, which improves the aqueous corrosion resistance. The chromium content in this steel alloys exceed the minimum amount of 12% of chromium required to exhibit some atmospheric corrosion resistance. Having a higher chromium concentration in the steel allows for a much longer lifespan of the turbine blades. Currently, the blades are made of metallurgical stainless steel, which have high strength compared to the unsynthetic stainless steel by a factor of 2. So, beside corrosion resistance and strength as the criteria for the material selection, weldability and density of the turbine blade, greater weld ability allows for easy repair of the turbine blade. This also allows for higher weld quality, which result in a better repair. Selecting a material with low density is more important to achieve higher efficiency because the later blade rotate more easily. The most common material used in coupling turbine blade are stainless steel alloys. So the stainless steel alloys have higher strength, thinner section than the standard cable steel, and reduce mass that enhance the hydrodynamic flow condition and efficiency of the water turbine. So so for the control system, I will tell you about the control system for the generator to produce energy is usually we use AI system. So AI system is the modernized way to control the generator. So we don't use manpower to control the generator, but we use the AI system. So this is the way that we use to control the energy. So this is make our life more easier and doesn't have any circumstance to it. So let's say the AI system have been problem or is misused. So there is a system that control the AI system. So that is the system interlock. So let's say the AI system is broke down and the water flow is stuck on the wheel. So when is stuck on the wheel, so the SS system cannot detect what is the problem, and the system just the system interlock will will produce itself. So it will let the water flow from the wheel and out from the turbine. So for my next slide is the pictures for my next slide Next slide. So is the images before the slide. So my second slide is the images. So the first images is the is this is a product that I usually want to show you guys, but the thing is, due to the accident happened in the hostel, so this is the usually the product that I can show you guys. So I'm very concerned for you guys. I'm very sorry. So for my next slide is the pictures. So this is what I want to show you. This is the usually the finishing appearance of my product just now. So uh, for the thing that I want to show you guys, what is the undershot, what is the overshot, what is the press shot. So usually overshot is the best, is the one that usually very efficient. So overshot water wheel applied for water milling since the first century. So undershot is usually water wheel in the old version. So usually just water flow from the bottom. So cut off. But in breastshot, water wheel applied for water since the third century. So the third century usually use the breastshot for the thing that produce energy. So for my next point is the function. Okay, so for the my function is a water mill works by diverting water from river or a pond to a water wheel, usually along a channel or pipe. The water force drive or pushes the blade of the wheel or turbine, which then turn or rotates an axle that drive machinery that is attached to it to do work. So for my second point is water turbines spin at high speed are used for electrical generation and can be as high as 70% to 80% efficient in producing mechanical or electrical energy. While water wheels are used water carried in an open flume or channel, turbines receive their energy from water carried in pressure conduits. So a water wheel works in an old-fashioned mill. So the wheel is mounted on an axle, which is connected by belts or gearing with the machinery it is to operate. The wheel has many curves. The force with which water strike the blade cause the wheel to rotate, which make the shaft turn. So a hydraulic the function the fourth function is a hydraulic turbine converts the energy of flowing water into mechanical energy. A hydraulic energy generator converts this mechanical energy into electricity. The operation of a generator is based on the principle described by Faraday. He found that when a magnet is moved past a conductor, it causes electricity to flow in a large generator. Electromagnets are made by circulating direct current through loops of wire wound around stacks of magnetic steel lamination. These are called field posts and are mounted on the perimeter of the rotor. The rotor is attached to the turbine shaft and rotates at a fixed speed. When the rotor turns, it causes the field post to move past the conductors mounted in the stator. So this is the electromagnets. So this in turn causes electricity to flow and voltage to develop at the generator output terminals. So my fifth function, a water mill is a water wheel or turbine that is connected to a device that drives a mechanical process. Can be used for such purpose as a grinding floor, agriculture produce cutting up materials such as pulp or timber or metal shaping. So for my six is to promote a more environmental and safe way to handle energy. This is to be a more eco-friendly and easy way to handle. So my seven is to provide the use of energy for the application of electronic equipment of accessory. So this is to be a sub energy for the machine or product that use energy. So my eight is to change the use from fossil fuel to renewable energy. Next is to reduce the cost on producing the energy. And the last of all is to make the energy can be replenished during an average human lifetime. So for my next point, my next page, my next is the advantage. So I will pass it to one of my friends.
A very good mornings again to all the peoples or madams. So I myself is a manager of TJY's companies. So I'm going to share with you guys about some of the advantages of the water mills. So first and foremost, water mills enables us to give benefits towards the environment, as the usage of the water mills does not require any of the burning of the fossil fuels. This leads to less of the carbon dioxide trapped in the atmospheres, and this as a result causing less of the pollutions in the air and creates a clean air in the atmospheres. This gives a lot of benefits towards the people surrounding also, especially for those who experience asthma or breathing difficulties, as they are breathing a lot of clean air. As a result, they can have a better lifestyles. So I will go into my second point, which is lower maintenance fees. As we have known that we are going to use a lot of strong materials or a lot of good materials, hence uh, less of the money is required to employ the workers to for repairing the water mills, and this save a lot of cost, as we are going to have renovations of the water mills, and it will also only get stronger and not weaker. Okay, so let's go to our mottos, which is don't let the waters then don't let the water sink, but let ourselves drink. This shows that why is it important for you guys to supporting us in buying the water mills. Okay, I'll go to my next point, which is the renewable energy once runs out. As we have known that Malaysia is rich of the fossil fuels, but um, the fossil fuels is going to run out in the next 50 years or 100 years. Hence, we are going to replace the fossil fuel by using the water mills, as it only use the renewable energies and it does not require any of the fossil fuels and so on, and it can help us to actually generate a lot of electricity for the consumers to use. Hence, we doesn't need to be scared of, oh, tomorrow I don't have electricity. This situation won't be happened if we build the water mills. Furthermore, the water mill is actually very efficient as compared to the solar systems, even though both are renewable energies. This is because our water mill is 100% efficiency, but as compared to the solar system, initially the solar system have 70% the efficiency, but it's going to drop to 30% only. This is because the sunlight from the sun is going to damage the solar cells. As a result, their efficiency is their efficiency dropped to 30% only. Hence, I strongly promote to you guys that please supporting us in buying the water mills, or invest us in building the water mills, as it gives a lot of advantages to us as a human. Okay, so my next point is that it create a lot of economic development jobs. As we know that the building of the water mills requires a lot of professionals, knowledge, and experienced workers in order for us to build a very efficient water mills, and it can last long. So as we are going to give them jobs, they won't afraid that they have financial. We can secure their financials, especially now during the pandemic of COVID-19. I've known that a lot of workers have actually lost their jobs. Hence, these opportunities for them to actually earn the monies and have a better lifestyles. Yeah. So my next point is that the water mills also acts as a tourism sector. This because as we have built the water mills, we are going to have renovate the water mills so that it's look really attractive and release our pleasures when watching through the water mills. Hence, it's going to be a really nice place for the tourists to visit, as they are not only going to learn a lot of knowledge, as but also can have a new experience in Malaysia. Hence, indirectly, we are going to increase the Malaysia the profile of the Malaysians. Okay, why is say the building of the water mills can increase the knowledge of the public? This is because for those who visit our water mills, our stations, they are going to explore about how does the water mill actually functions, and how does it really give benefits to our lives. So by visiting to our water mill stations, they are actually can have a lot of advantages. Okay, my next point is that we are actually does not depends on, we are less reliant on the other country. This is because we are able to actually build our own electricities, and we can have ability to actually maintain our country electricities and so on. This will increase our profiles, and the other country will are going to look up our Malaysia's as a competitive country. Yeah, and this is all for me. Yeah, I'm going to pass for the next person.
Okay, next for the problems and solution. Okay, firstly, as we know, there are several problems that cause many people not like to build hydroelectric as a source of electricity in their place. But our company has built the technology to solve the problems. Okay, for the first problems, the foreign materials in the water will get stuck in the water mill, causing the water mill to not function properly. As we know, in the water there are many foreign materials such as boulders, aquatic life, and rubbish. Okay, for the solution to solve the problems, our company has built filters that call water filters that can prevent these foreign materials from entering the water mist, and the filters cannot kill the aquatic life that live in the water. For the next problems, as we know, uh, uh, every watermill in the world have uh, have a damage to the blade placed in the watermill. This is cause the water pressure is very high and the water current is too fast, so that can damage the blade in the watermill. Yeah. For the solution to solve the problems, our company has created blades of strong iron, so the the blades cannot damage easily. Other than that, we also create the stainless steel so that this iron does not rust when reacting with water. Then, for the other problems in the water mill, for the next problems is the water mill did not work properly and reduce electricity production when the water level is too high or too low. As we know, water levels always change with time and weather. So our company has created a floating water mill that functions like a ballast tank. The water mill will change its position according to the suitable water level. So for the next problem, since a water mill powered by a water wheel, the strength of the current of the water passing may alter amount of water provided. So to overcome the problems, our company will remove the large rock or tree branches that can interfere with the flow of the water. So so that the water can flow properly. Okay, next for the last problem, we know that every water mill are less in generating electricity, but we have found a way to solve the problems by using a step-up transformers to increase.
Hey everyone, my name is Lutfir Rahman and the research uh, I am the research department on TJY company. Okay. Here I want to tell all of you about cause and effect for the water mill question. So as you guys know that any create or anything that we create in this world have cause and effect. Okay. Why I see that? Because as water mill too, because water mill has cause and effect. Okay, one of the water mill cause that our company think is it is a tourist attraction, because when we create water mill, we think that it is can when we quit water mill, we think that it is can give the country benefit as a tourist attraction. When the water mill is quitted, many tourists will come to visit our country to see the water mill. Government also can make it as a tourist attraction. As you guys know, when we quit a water mill, it will uh, it will attract tourists from other world, from any side of the world to come to our country to see that water mill. So it will be one of the country tourist attraction. Other than that is the next is it can help rural communities which have difficulties to obtain electricity. As you guys know that in rural areas that it is very difficult to get electricity because that place is not uh, what we say is not good, and is place is not good to create the uh, place to create the electricity uh, source. So as we're now with the question of the water main, it can help them to use electricity for daily basis. It can help them to do their daily job very efficient and good. The next reason is why we quit this water main, because it is a certain sustainable and renewable energy. As you guys know that water main, we use the water to generate it. So the water is a energy that never ran out. So that's why we choose water mill, because it will give our company advantage, and it will give all of you a good point, because the water is a energy that uh, very known as a one of the cleanliness and good energy. When we use water, we know that the water is very uh, when we use water as an energy of water migration, our company already think that it is a very benefit to our company and all of you. Okay, the next reason is we can reduce our living costs. When we use water mill, we no longer have to pay electricity bills every month to the electricity company, because we already have electricity from water mill. Okay, when you guys buy this product from our company, uh, you guys only buy it just once in a life. Uh, when you guys buy it, you guys doesn't have to pay the electricity every month to the electricity company, because you guys already have the electricity and you guys generate from the water mill, you guys from us. So it will give all of you very good impact, because it can reduce your living costs. Okay. The last reason why we quit this water mill is because it is less pollution occurs. As you guys know, the water mill is usually good in near the river or place that have a water. So we use water. When we use that water, we must make sure that the water we use is very clean and can is very clean and good. So it will make us to uh, it will make us to make sure that water is clean, always clean, and very good to use it wisely. Okay. That's why um we must make sure that the water is always clean, uh, and it can less water pollution occurs. Okay. The next one is effect from the next effect from the cost. Okay. The next is the country's source of income will increase. Why I say that? Because when many tourists come to visit our country, then the source of national income will increase, because various sector of the tourism sector can operate well. when you guys know when the tourists come to uh, our country we get money from the tourism and the various sector of the seller can produce well because many tourists come and buy from their product. So it will cause it will affect their source of income and our company income. And also, as you guys know that the tourism is one of the uh, effective way to uh, generate economic income. Okay, the next reason is it can cut the cost of spending budget for a factory to operate their machine. Why I say that because in other country, they use only wood to make their water mill. So we also take their idea, but we improve. We use the uh, not a cheap material, but it's a good material and good and uh, good and good and uh, good material to create the water mill. Because as you can only create water wheel or water turbine, which is basically made from wood. But our company use a good one, and not a wood, but it's a good one, and uh, it's very high quality to make it. It costs less budget from us. So it can cut the cost of spending budget for a factory to operate that machine. Okay. The next one is we can act the water mill as a generator. As you guys know that our country always have a blackout and other than that and if the electricity run down, we can use it as backup energy to replace the current energy. When we already have the current energy, we does not have to think about um, night obviously to which not have electricity because we already have a backup energy. So and also when for example and also when we have the backup energy, for example, when you doing some job or two, you does not have to think about um energy that we run out. Okay. The third, the fourth reason is it is very it is occurrence opening of a new placement. When an area of settlement has a new source of energy that they can use, which later it will give the community the opportunity to inhabit the area because they can further develop that source of energy. Um, why I say that because when we have a new source of energy, it will develop it will create a new placement because they can have their own source energy to get their electricity. That's why it will accuse opening of new placement because when we they have the new, they doesn't have to um, rely on other source of energy such as electricity energy because they already have their own source of energy to get the electricity. Okay. The last reason it will lessen the burden of people in rural areas and produce more quality product. Why I say that because when they have enough electricity energy, it will really help them to do their daily work easily, and their product they make is more quality and nice and beautiful. When good they have a good energy and they have enough energy, they can make their product very easily and it will increase their uh, quality of the product because before this they usually make their product or their work uh, without electricity and it will make the product less quality. But when they have a uh, electricity, it will give them advantage to create their product more quality. Okay, that's all for me, and I will pass uh, the next presentation to my other friend. Okay, thank you.
to the comparison between the water mill and the other generator, which is the tidal power and the solar. Okay, first of all, hydropower. Hydropower is the power generated via potential energy of water as it flows from a high to low area. This is the concept behind dams, and or we call it pempangan. So, the tidal power. Tidal power is the power generated by the movement of water according to tides. This is used in areas where the tide moves water in or out of a specific area, and that movement can be converted to electricity. And the solar. Solar is we have two types of solar, which are photovoltaic and heat. The solar for the photovoltaic is power generated when light hits a panel containing semiconductors that create electricity. And the solar heat is the power generated when light is used to heat water and produce steam, which rotates a turbine to generate electricity. Okay. So what's the benefit of the hydropower? So compared to the others, is hydropower is a clean, domestic and renewable source of energy. It provides inexpensive electricity and produces no pollution. Unlike fossil fuel, hydropower does not destroy water during the production of electricity. Hydropower is the only renewable source of energy that can replace fossil fuel electricity production while satisfying growing energy needs. Okay. The the technical feasibility of the hydropower is the most energy efficient power generator. Currently, hydropower is capable of converting 90% of the available energy into electricity. This can be compared to the most efficient fossil fuel plant, which are only 60% efficient. The principal advantage of using hydropower are its large renewable domestic resources base, the absence of polluting emission during operation. Its capability in some cases to respond quickly to utility loads demands, and its very low operating costs. Hydroelectric projects also include beneficial effects such as recreation in reservoirs or in the water below dams. Okay. The other benefit of the water mill compared to others is renewability. Hydropower is renewable because it draws its essential energy from the sun that drives the hydrological cycle, which in turn provide a continuous renewable supply of water. Since water is not attracted as it goes through the turbines, it can be used to produce more electricity or be used in other sources. Okay, the others benefit is the environmental benefits. Of course, our product is benefits to the environmental. So, considering electric industry that exists today, hydropower has a distinct advantage over fossil fuel generator plants. It is clean, green, and renewable. Hydropower does not contribute to local air pollution. Other energy generators are an important source of air, water, and soil pollution and greenhouse gases, and provide few opportunities for economic spin-off. Okay, the hydro development are subject to extremely demanding environmental standards. Before a project can be developed, it must go through a rigorous process that examines the impact the project will have on the environment and on local communities. Water flow, water quality, watershed management, fish passage, habitat protection, as well as the welfare and lifestyle of the local communities are taken into consideration. It is clearly so it's clearly that our project is the environmental benefits, and the other benefits of our product watermill compared to others is their its cost effectiveness. Okay, is the watermill is the cost of the watermill is effective than the others because in comparing hydropower to other energy generators, the other generators take less time to design, obtain approval, build and recover investment. However, they have bigger operating costs and typically shorter operating life, like in about 25 years. Compared to the our product, which is watermill, it's long lasting, and we can use it for the long time in about more than 50 years. So it's very efficient compared to the others. Okay. Hydroelectric power has many advantages. It produces very little pollution, it is affordable, and the plants are energy efficient. Require little maintenance and are easy to stop and start. Besides being inexpensive, nuclear power produces little air pollution or greenhouse gases and can be contained in a small space. So our product is very efficient and it's beneficial to use. Okay, I think that's all for me. Will give to the other presenter. Thank you.
Hello guys. So I'm back to the video. Okay. So basically I'm going to share you guys about the testimonies. So before that I'm going to say again our mottos, which is a drop of water is worth more than a sack of gold to a thirsty man. So let's move on to our data testimony. Okay, based on our testimonies, most of us, I mean our people, have agreed that watermill is a better renewable energy in order to produce electricity as compared to others generator such as hydropower electricity and so on. So our second question is, how do you feel after having a watermill near your house? And most of them saying that they are very happy when there is a watermill near their house because it becomes a really attractive and relieves their stress when there's a water mills just near their houses. So my third question is, how was the product made an impact towards your lifestyles? And most of us, like just now, they are saying relieve their stress when watching the water mills. And yep, that's all. Yeah, my fourth question is, our water mills is said really properly, and most of us say yes. And how long did you use the water mills before seeing the results? And most of them saying that a few months, because it's really difficult to see the function of water mills when there's just a limited time. So yeah, it takes a few months to actually see the result. Yeah. So my next question is, what features that you want us to improve? And they said that they want to reduce the noise that generated by the generator. Yes, we cannot deny that actually the generator make a lot of sounds. Yeah, we are going to really improve it. And so please continue supporting us. And some of them just said must reduce their prices as I think most of them are cannot afford to buy a watermill near their house. Okay, so my next question is, if you introduce a new watermill, would you willing to have it? And most of them say yes. So my next question is, maybe make a buying process faster and easier for you. So most of us, as we have know that a lot of actually a lot of process that we can use to buy the products, such as cash, check, credit card, and online banking. And most of them supporting that online banking is the best ways to actually buy the water mills. So is our product more eco-friendly? And most of us say yes, as they generate less of the carbon dioxide and less pollute towards the environment. So my last question is, how likely is that you will recommend this to your friends? And most of us say yes, as it's really give a lot of benefits to ourselves and towards the environment impact also. It gives a lot of benefit towards them. So yeah, this is all. I'm going to back to our PowerPoints. Yeah, this is our picture of the products. It looks really beautiful and really nice. So please supporting us for generate water mills near the countries or inside the countries or near the consumer house, because it really give a lot of benefits. So please supporting us. Our motto is um, don't let the water sink in the don't let the water just lost like that, but we can just install turbines for it to actually generate electricity and give a lot of benefit to ourselves. So that's all. Please contact us. Me myself is Jia Yi. All of us have actually worked in Malaysia, but we act as agents. So Nufail Syahmi is as an agent for Malaysia. I myself at Singapore's, Lutfir Rahman at Japan's, Faza Ikmal at Arab Saudis, and Arif Fahmi at Russia. So you can contact us. We are going to actually give a lot of good service towards you and you can also give some of the complaints to us, and we are going to improve what is your problems. And that's all for me, for our groups. Yeah, so thank you for you guys for listening to us. Yeah, thank you so much, and please supporting us. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.